Only 9% of small businesses use YouTube, and 73% feel uncertain whether their marketing strategies will even work. But the problem isn't consistency, and it's not about finding time. These are the things you might think it is about. What it actually is these 5 underlying issues, fundamental questions that you may have not asked yourself. Now, over the past 210 weeks, since I started my YouTube channel in 2021, I've only missed 3 weeks of videos. And that was because of bad concussion from a mountain biking accident that left me in the hospital. So I know a thing or two about showing up consistently. And the reasons that I was able to show up consistently was because I understood these 5 things, and it allowed me to create consistency. But before we dive in, if you want to join us in becoming our school community, where you're gonna find our Attraction by Video course and so many other things, free resources in there, all the stuff we talk about is in our Becoming School. So jump in there. We will see you inside that school. It's free. Link is in the description. In my recent research that I've done, and I surveyed a whole bunch of different individuals who have content channels for businesses, consistency was the #1 thing that they kept saying. But it got me thinking, consistency is not necessarily the problem. There's problems underneath that aren't allowing you to be consistent. So that's what we're gonna look at, the foundational formula, the things underneath these 5 items. And the first one is client-focused content. So the first thing you need to understand and make sure you are doing is creating content that your client wants to watch, not that you want to make. Here are 4 questions you can ask to bring some clarity around the type of content you need to create for your channel, for your small business. The first one is common questions. Like, what are the common questions that are asked in the first 10 minutes of meeting them? What always comes up? That is your first list. Create a list of 10, 20 of those questions that come up. Now, secondly, what mistakes do you see them making over and over again? Like, these are things that they consistently mess up, the mistakes that they always have. Now make a list of those things, okay? And now you're not gonna make videos of all of these little individual things. We're gonna do something different with it. But the third one is, what keeps your perfect client avatar, the perfect client avatar you wanna work with? What keeps them awake at 2 a.m.? What are they worried about? What are they concerned about? What are the things that bring them anxiety and stress around that your service, your product, your small business can help them with? What are those things? Make that list. And now, fourthly, what makes your client say when you have conversations with your client? When do you hear them say, "Oh, I wish I knew that sooner"? Or, "Oh, that makes sense. Now I get it"? What are those topics? What are those items that they're talking about that all of a sudden they needed clarity on from you, really? So make those lists. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to have your lists of what these things are. Try to have maybe 10 to 20 per list, right? And inside there, you're probably going to find 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, maybe 6 different themes. These themes that you see, the threads, the commonalities, right? You might see in list 1 and list 3 and list 2, there's a bunch of these that are all tied to this one topic, this one theme. That is what you want to make videos on. That is the theme that you want to repeat in your content. That is what your client is wanting to watch, because that theme is something that shows up in multiple locations and multiple problems and ways that you are already having conversations. So when you're doing your scripting for your content, here's a tip. I use what I call the ARC method. The ARC method stands for attention, revelation, and connection. So in your first 30 seconds, you want to have a hook, you want to ask, and you want to set credibility. So in this video, I did that. At the end, you can go back and you can watch the intro. But I had a hook, I had an ask, and I set some credibility inside the first 30 or so seconds. The next thing is, as you're watching this content, I am making you realize some things that you may have not been clear on before. It makes you say, oh, I get it. You want your clients who watch your content to go, oh, I get it. Okay, that helps. Thank you. They're there to watch your channel to learn and grow and be educated. And they want to connect with you. And connection is the last one. And you want to build connections in relationships because truth be told, I am so glad to be here with you learning this stuff because I know that what I've worked on in the trenches for the last number of years in my studio down here, it has transformed my business, and I know it can transform yours too. So connecting with you through this content is what you need to do in your content for your clients. Now, the second thing we want to talk about is who are you talking to? One person, that's it. You're talking to one person, not your most profitable client, not your easiest client, but who you want to talk to is your dream client. This perfect client avatar that you want to work with that is in front of you. And you have to remember, people work with people like them. So your perfect client avatar is your dream client. This is the one you actually enjoy helping. You think of those clients, you're like, oh, I really enjoy working with those types of people. They can sense your emotion and how you portray things in video. People can sense your intentions. They can sense your values, right? And if you enjoy helping those people, that's going to come through in your content. You can actually build a business around. So this can't be such a niched, tight market that at the end of the day, it's not profitable. You need to have your doors open. You need to have a business that's operating. You need to have a successful life in that way. Success is defined many ways, and one of them is this way, right? Having a business that is operating, that you have employees, you have contractors, you have clients, everyone is supporting each other, and it's a great environment to be in. The other one is you want to have clients that value your input. So all of these things here so far, this is creating the idea of who your perfect client avatar is. You want to become crystal clear on this. And they're also going to share who you are, what you do, and they're going to refer you to others. This is something very, very important in most service-based businesses and even local businesses too. Because again, you don't always have the biggest marketing budgets where you're going to go up against big box stores and big corporations and stuff. We have word of mouth is a real big part of local businesses. And they share your values and a similar approach to life. Okay? This is so valuable because people work with people like them. So, once you know what your values are, who you are, what you believe, then you're going to start finding people who are like that too. And they're going to be attracted to you. That's attraction. You don't want to be chasing clients. You want to attract them. And this is a massive way to do it. Now, big tip, guys versus you. You might realize that in this video, I haven't said, hey guys, welcome to this channel, or guys, this is great, or you're all out there, right? I'm talking to you. This is something I've intentionally done through all of our content for our local business and our small business here is using the word you. I'm talking to you as an individual in this video. I'm not talking to a group of people at a conference. I'm talking to you. So use the word you. Connect with your clients that way through content. Now, thirdly, is you might be wondering, elephant in the room, are my clients even on YouTube, right? You might have actually thought this because as you're going through and you're trying to find your time and your consistency, you might be looking at this going, wait a minute, like, are my clients even on YouTube? Is this worth my time even spending? And truth be told, if you don't believe your clients are on YouTube, then don't do it. Go find something that will work. Don't try to just do it for the sake of doing it because that's not going to turn out. But I can almost guarantee that your clients are on YouTube. In a recent study, it found that over 3/4 of US consumers consume video content when looking for information about local businesses. That's amazing. So over 3/4, over 75%, I think it was 78 or 76% was the actual number. And so that is a huge stat. your clients are on YouTube and they're looking for you. And if you want to play the game of organic SEO versus organic YouTube, I'll share that in a moment, but there's a huge opportunity for you and your local business, because your perfect client avatar, they are looking for someone like them, someone they can trust, someone they can help them, understands them, and they can connect with. Just like you, when you are searching for a service provider, it doesn't matter what it is, what business it is, when you need help with something, this is what you're looking for. You want people who get you, understand you, see you, and are willing to help you through the problem. And that's what you can be for those clients. Now, think funnel, not fame. So it is quite funny because I've got 2 daughters and they're teenagers. And when their friends finally find me, because they watch me and our real estate channel, when their friends find me, they're like, your dad's famous. And I'm like, no. And my girls are like, he's my dad. He's not famous. However, we can walk down the street and we can go to festivals. We can go just to a coffee shop and I will get recognized. However, it was all about the funnel for me. It was never about the fame. And I'm not famous. People know who we are, which is huge, right? People know who we are, they like what we do, and they're gonna trust us. Know, like, trust. And so that is something that is super, super valuable, but don't focus on it. Focus on your funnel. Focus on building relationships and connecting with people. So don't focus on views. Don't focus on subscribers. Don't do what entertainment channels do, because it's a completely different way, a different structure. It's not the same as building a YouTube channel for your business. So here is a journey that I went through. When we're looking for businesses and leads, we're always thinking of this funnel, right? We're thinking of how do we have clients that come into the funnel and then they work their way down and then they end up coming out and they buy a property, they buy your service, they buy a product, they buy whatever it is that you're selling or you're a part of, right? There's a lot of things you can do. Pay-per-click, cold ads. This is really cold traffic up here. And I went down a journey years ago of going, there's got to be a way we can figure out how to get more leads coming in through this funnel. Like, how do we get them so they're further down the funnel and they're not so cold? Because sometimes ththese Facebook ads, Google ads, things that you would do, they would go into your funnel. They'd be like fu@gmail.com. And you're sitting there going like, how in the world am I supposed to like connect with this person? And so you just try to like drip emails on them, call them. Like, it's really hard in a service-based business. If you're a local business, you might have people filling out your forms or doing things and they're just total spam. And it's just like, what a waste of time, right? So I know, like you, I've thought this and I said, how do I have warmer leads? Because people who already know, like, and trust our sphere, the people we know, our world that already has dealt with us, past clients, everything like that, who have bought in the past, they're already in this world, right? They're already sitting in this world already when it comes to they're lukewarm. So what we did is we started down an SEO path. Search engine optimization. We were at one place where we had almost 100,000 people coming to our website, and it was good. And they were warmer leads because they had an intent of searching and they were finding our website through SEO. But that turned into Google changing its algorithms. We got hacked. I'm not going to get into that. But all of these things ended up just really changing the trajectory of it. I got tired of it. So I said, I'm going to video. I'm controlling the content. I'm controlling the narrative, and I'm going to make videos. And so SEO, I really believe, is dying. AI is changing that. And that could be a whole other video in the future, but AI is changing SEO. And if you're chasing organic SEO, I actually fired my SEO guy literally a month ago because of how well YouTube is performing for leads coming into our business, irregardless of our website. And it works. So what ends up happening is the people that know, like, and trust you already, your friends, your family, past clients, current customers, whatever it is, they're already warm and lukewarm. Well, guess what? YouTube creates those same clients, even though I've never met them in person. They've built a relationship with me as the content creator, the face of my business, and they're willing to work with me and my team and take our advice because they know us, they like us, and they trust us. So think funnel, don't think fame. Think funnel. Build this funnel, and the fame, if you like that, will come, but don't focus on the fame. Don't pretend to be famous. People can sense when you're not because it just doesn't work. Now, fifth one, and this is the hardest one, to be honest. And after my 210 weeks of video and only missing 3 weeks, 2 of them was because of a massive accident that I had in mountain biking. That left me with concussion symptoms for years, for the last 2 or 3 years. And it's just this last 6 months I've come out of it. So if I can be consistent while in the middle of a massive concussion, concussions are serious. I had no idea. But by doing that and having that type of rhythm and consistency, I know you can do it too. And what you need to do is just get in the reps. Just get them in, just start. Just start shooting this content, being consistent, figuring out your themes, what you're gonna talk about, who you're talking to, what you're gonna say, what are your lead magnets, all of these things. Just start. Because the reality is that you are going to need to shoot between 20 to 50 videos before you're going to see real momentum. Yeah, that's potentially a year's worth of content. But guess what? Your first 10 to 15 videos, they actually aren't for your clients. Who are they for? They're for you. They're for you to hone your craft, for you to get better, for you to lean in and fall in love with creating content. So these 5 questions are the things that you really need to focus on. Creating content that's focused around your client, talking to one person, knowing that your clients are on YouTube and what they're looking for. Focus on your funnel, not your fame, and get in the reps. If you like this stuff, you want more of it, join us in our Becoming community over in school. Link is in the description. And this video, I know, is going to help you too. So go watch that and we'll see you over there.